Hey everybody, welcome to our Tuesday night chat. It's MrBookieboo and I'm joined with Heathersbricks, and tonight
Hi.
we have a special guest, Emilyloveslego. We're so excited to have her on the show with us. Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with us. And we've got a lot of fun stuff we're going to talk about tonight and a lot of things we're going to cover. Right now, I think we wanted to start with some real quick Lego news. There we go, and everyone's starting to jump in now. Hey, everybody! I see everyone in the chat. That's awesome. Yeah, if you're in the chat, just say hi. If you have questions, we'll be able to ask questions for Emily later on. But right now, really important, really key thing. So if you're not aware, Blacksmith Shop is out. Oh!
Yay!
So
Yeah.
unfortunately, though, if you haven't already bought it, it's currently unavailable.
Well, maybe
But-
it's not really because it
but-
might be at a
yeah.
store.
Well, this
There
is
might
very
be some at a
true.
store.
Maybe.
So it's
Maybe.
very
We sold out
popular,
really quick.
and it'll probably be back available, though, would be my guess. So just keep checking the store, just keep watching us on the live stream, because we'll show you when this is going to be available. Hopefully, I'm going to get this thing built before the end of the weekend, and I'll start posting about it. But I can't wait to do it. I mean, look at these Black Falcons.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, they're I can't see with the glare. Sorry, guys. Look at these guys.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. These minifigures are amazing. So that was the first bit of news. The second bit of news, if you're after the collectible coins, I'm hearing that they might have limited availability of those, and the castle coin might or may not be gone. So if you're interested in that, go check it out and see. And last but not least, the really important news of the night is Heathersbricks has posted on her YouTube channel. So after the show, go head to Heathersbricks, just like on Instagram. She posted a video on YouTube. So go over, check it out, give her some love, and make lots of comments and likes, because then we'll get her to post again really soon. So, having said all that, we have a really awesome guest with us tonight. I'm really excited to have Emily joining us, and I'm going to turn it over to Heather.
Great. Emily, how are you?
Yay! I'm good. Thank you guys for having me on.
You're
I'm
welcome.
very
Of
excited.
course. Yeah.
All Lego celebrities.
You are like the Lego celebrity me. We've been friends on like Instagram and social media for quite a while now. So.
You're one of the first people I started talking to, I think, like when I joined Instagram.
I know. I think that you might be
one
of the first.
It's been a while now. Yeah.
Yeah, for me too. That's so fun. So yeah, Emily and I, we just we chat a lot, send her a birthday gift every once in a while, and some other, fun things that, because I like to collect kooky things and feel like you need to have them too. So
Especially
anyway.
Ninjago.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about you and Lego. Like, how long have you been like a Lego lover or interested in Lego? Like, has it been since you were a really little kid or what?
So not that long, surprisingly. I wasn't really into Lego much as a kid at all, really. I just was never really introduced to it that I have any memory of. But since late 2016 is as long as I've been a fan and collecting and whatnot.
Do you remember like why you started collecting or what it was that like, a set or something that you were like, I need this, or you were buying like, maybe a birthday present for someone, or, what was your story? Do you have one?
I don't remember where I saw it, but I came across Assembly Square. I guess it was right when it had been announced, or right as it came out at the beginning of 2017.
That's a great one.
And that really caught my eye, and I was like, I don't know anything about this. Obviously, I knew what Lego was, but I didn't know really to the extent of what all, you can get into with it.
Right, right. Absolutely.
Later, not too much later, I think the first Batman CMF series came out.
Ooh.
And I just happened to pick one up at Target, again, not really knowing what all it meant or what it would lead to. But I really liked the Lego Batman movie, so that's why I picked it up.
Okay, that's cool. That's great.
The rest was history, pretty much.
I know that just because we've been conversing for so long, I know that you're married, right?
Yes.
And does your husband build with you, or is he interested at all in Lego, or how's he feeling about it?
He has always been supportive of it. He's not necessarily a collector himself, and he doesn't really build. He really wants to build the bonsai tree, though, actually. So I think I'm going to get that for him. Why not? It's an excuse.
Right? Exactly. Be happy.
But no, he's just really supportive of the hobby and enjoys it. Good. But yeah, we've been married for almost 10 years now. So.
Oh, okay. Great.
Stuff.
So what might be your favorite Lego theme then?
My favorite theme has to be Ninjago.
Okay.
I mean, I enjoy so many different parts of different themes, the modulars, ideas, brickheads. But Ninjago just always really sticks out to me, from the architecture and the minifigures and the stories and that kind of thing.
So you mentioned that you purchased Assembly Square and you like the modulars. Do you have a city or any type of displays or anything like that at your house, or what do you do with
when I started getting into Lego, I thought I wanted to do a city. And actually, I think MrBookieboo yours was one of the first cities that I saw on Instagram.
Cool.
If I remember correctly. But as my tastes and interests have changed just with what Lego is, throwing out there all the time, I don't know that I will really start a city. I'll probably have like all my modulars displayed together. Maybe some type of small like Chinese New Year / Ninjago inspired district.
That'd be fun.
But I don't know that I'll get into a big city, mostly just due to lack of space. It'd be easier to build shelves up than like out in the whole floor.
Right. We know there are a whole lot of people who, display like in cabinets. Some of those cabinets with the glass closures in the front are really pretty. And then like Shy Time is my time. He displays like in a big like shelving unit and does treats and stuff. That's really cool. So there are lots of different options, and they're really neat. So that would be a great idea.
I enjoy like mechs and stuff, so I kind of think I'd have like a shelf of just mechs or just the Ninjago vehicles.
Oh, that's cool.
Very cool. Yeah.
Because they're not really city scale, if that makes sense.
Oh, right.
So,
right.
I mean, it could be, but I don't know.
I know, like you hold this little minifigure and then it's this giant mech, and I think, what do you do with that?
Like towering over the modulars and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, do you have most of the Ninjago stuff? Like, do you have much of it do you have? Do you collect everything Ninjago, or?
No. So unfortunately, I didn't really start collecting Ninjago until the movie.
Okay.
Unpopular opinion, I really liked the movie.
All right, I love the movie.
It was my favorite.
Got all the movie sets.
Yeah. The movie was great.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. I thought.
That's shocking to hear that people.
I understand if you're a fan of Ninjago, it wasn't. They didn't follow the show's timeline and stuff, and they changed the characters around that time of the movie. So I think that's why it kind of got some flack.
Okay.
Just because it differed from the show. But yeah, from the movie up until this point, just about every set.
Cool. That makes sense.
Cool. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yep. So you said you collected or you picked up some Lego Batman movie figures. Are you collecting any of the others? I'm a total collector, so I'm asking all of those.
The CMF series?
Yes.
So I do, but I generally am not a completionist. So I just get the ones that I enjoy.
You're so lucky.
Useful, I guess. So there's a few series that I have all of them here and there. And then some I've skipped over them, one or two. Sometimes I buy duplicates of, a few if I find them useful, or I need like a bunch of, the little sea turtles.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
I enjoy the minifigure line for the interesting minifigures and parts, but I don't necessarily collect it as like a full series, if that makes sense.
Right. Absolutely. All right. Let's see. So I don't think it's a secret on what you do for a living.
Right.
Right. So if anybody watching doesn't know, do you want to tell anyone where you might be employed or where you work? I love it. Look at that guy. He's the little crab.
Yeah, the
little crab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really awesome.
I need like 50 of those crabs. Yeah.
Yes.
Like the turtle and all those. Yeah.
That's how I felt about the turtle.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was like,
oh my gosh, you can.
Yeah.
You can show Lego anytime.
Right.
But your question, I do work for Lego brand retail in the States. I live in Atlanta and work for one of the 2 stores that's in Georgia. And I've been there for about 2 years, almost 2.5 years now. I started as temporary, and then after it was a temporary like holiday hire, and then I was lucky enough to stay as a permanent employee as a brick specialist, and now I'm a supervisor / key holder for my store as of September. So.
That's great. That's really
responsibility, a lot of power.
Yeah. It's
that's really cool.
It's fun to make my own decisions on what we get to do and that kind of thing. So
that's really fun.
Awesome.
So that's and that's a lot in just like 2.5 years. So what made you apply? Yeah, what made you apply to Lego store or to the Lego brand retailers?
Well, I had been shopping at my store for a little while now and just kind of made friends with some of the people that work there. Our store doesn't have a whole lot of turnover, so it's generally been the same group of people, which is how I got to know them really easily because they're always there. And I just wanted something to act, just act as a creative outlet that would be fun and engaging with the community and all. So I thought
you just thought try it and see if I get hired.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
so it took about 6 months or so. I think I had applied in April when they needed like some summer help, and the timing didn't really work out. So I tried again in October when they were doing some seasonal hiring, and that ended up being a better timing for everybody. So
that's great. That's good. So what we know there's lots of fun stuff that happens at the Lego store just because we all shop there, but what's one of your favorite parts of your job? Like what excites you about maybe going to work, or what do you like to do, or don't tell us the dreaded stuff, just tell us the good stuff.
Man, that's such a loaded question because everything is so fun. I mean, I'm at such a good store and just really, really lucky. But really the customer service is a lot of fun. It's, there's hardly any bad days, honestly, at a Lego store. It's just everyone comes in generally really happy, even if they've never been in a Lego store before. It's just really eye-catching and engaging. So it's fun to kind of get to know customers, whether they're new to Lego or have been involved in Lego for a long time. And it's just really easy to chat with customers when you work in such a fun and colorful place. And it's and again, it's just a dream when you get to do something that you love as a job and as a hobby. That obviously really meshes really well together, and it's just a piece of cake.
True.
So
that's really cool. Yeah.
True. Well, so about your job, you have told me some things, like things you like to do with when you see pick a brick wall change, or you get new things in, or you get to unbox stuff. I can't imagine how much fun that is. And I'm like, I have told my the Lego manager at my local store, I'm like, if you need anyone to put minifigures together, like just boxes of them just to sit for fun, like I would just do that. I'm like, I'll do that for free. But
I mean, I think I would too.
Yeah, they don't want to come in and do that. But so do you have any like hopes or dreams long term, or goals, like plans with the Lego group, or You just happy where you are right now?
I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing right now. I really wanted to get to that next level of being a supervisor and a key holder. So that's been really good. And then it has some good responsibility with it also, obviously. As you can imagine, just general retail responsibilities, but also like I get to do our pick a brick and BAM orders and, respond to customer surveys. Y'all are familiar with those.
Yes. The ones I hardly ever do. Sorry.
What I get to do. What?
The ones I hardly ever do. So sorry. My manager's like, please do that. Yeah.
I do those, but I've actually gotten response, and it's so wonderful when you get like a personalized response. Like I've had my local store manager reply to me, like, "Hey, thanks for letting me know if there was something wrong," or just it's usually I just fill it out and say, "Hey, everyone, like so and so is awesome there," or whatever, super helpful. And it's really nice touch that they take the time to do that and just respond. It's really amazing.
Yeah, and that's what I get to do. I read every single one that comes through.
That's really
cool. As long as they opt for a response, then I'm allowed to respond to them and everything. So if I remember the customer, I'll say like, "Hey, enjoy the set that you got. Hope to see you soon." That kind of thing. So
that's really cool.
They go directly to the store. I don't think a lot of people realize that.
I was surprised.
It's not like something that you send and it gets like lost in the Lego world in Denmark or something. It goes like directly to that store.
So
that makes it a little more personable.
Yeah, I was shocked when the first time I did it because I assumed it was going to be someone or I didn't expect any response at all, and then I got it from and then I figured, I'll get a response from corporate or a robot or something, thank you, blah blah blah. But it was actually the person. And I was like, I know that person. I was like, oh my gosh, I know her, and I was like, that's awesome. It was so exciting. Yeah, it's really cool that they do that. I think that's a nice touch.
But if I ever got any other opportunities, I would definitely explore them.
That's really cool.
My manager has been with Lego for 20 years now, if that speaks anything for how amazing the company is and how well they take care of employees. And
that's really nice.
So yeah, it definitely wouldn't be a bad gig.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm happy with what I'm doing, and I just take it a day at a time.
So we do have a few questions piling up in the chat.
I'm dying to know one more thing.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I know there are a couple more, and I want you to ask her some of those. What you said you've been there for like close to 2.5 years. So tell us, we know on our side of it, what has happened due to COVID? What has changed in your store for you as an employee due to COVID? Like, I mean, I know we're counting, some of the stores are different, of course, but here in the States, we're counting like 9 people, including employees in the store at one time or something. And then you're like, hurry up, and someone's gabbing, or they're like searching the wall, and I'm like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. I want to get in and get my sets. But how do you feel, or how's it changed for you as an employee? What can you tell us about that?
A lot has changed. The lines at the door and all now they were really crazy over the holidays. Which I understand from a customer's perspective. It's hard to wait and you see people maybe buying what you want to buy or whatnot. But it's just temporary and it's for everybody's safety. So we appreciate those who are motivated to wait in line.
Right. Do you find that you're
engaged? I hope employees engage with those waiting in line.
Right. Yes, I do find that at my store.
Are you looking for anything in particular, and let them know if we had it in stock or not. So that way they don't spend 30 minutes in line, to find out that it's sold out. Because that would be really disappointing. But that's another great aspect of customer service that we get to do.
That's true.
And then we aren't able to have play areas out right now. Which we still get asked about a lot, like the minifigure stations, and the Duplo tables and that kind of thing. So that's hard because the kids still want to come in and play, and you feel really bad for them because you have to tell them no. So that's not a fun part. But and then my store has done some testing for the pick-a-brick wall where we have it open as long as our guests follow some safety measures. They have to agree to keep their mask on and sanitize their hands, and then we have scoops to use. And then if we feel that the safety of the brick has been compromised in any way, we have to close it for a couple days to let that sit for a little while.
Wow.
So that is something that you have to watch a lot and manage a little differently than before. Not having people run back there just to play or build something.
So I'm guessing that that's like on a store by store basis, because that was actually one of the first. We had some in the comments. We had people kind of going back and forth saying, "Well, what's up with the pick a brick wall?" But then some people are like, "Well, what do you mean? My pick a brick wall's open," and everyone's like, "Mine's closed," and this and that.
Yeah, and I don't
Heather,
really know. I don't know how it is for every store.
Okay.
I just understood that our store was kind of testing it out to see if keeping it open for one group at a time, if that worked well.
Okay.
And then we've had to close it down a couple times.
Okay. And
so that gets tricky.
I know, like Heather, your store does the bricks like they have what they have, and then you say, "Oh, I want a handful of those and a handful of these," right? Is that how yours does it?
Yeah, and Emily, your store might have done this too. It might be, like nationwide, but they have a display kind of like on a large gray base plate with all of the pick-a-brick elements, and then they have numbers, and then there's like a paper, like a worksheet, like I call it. It's my teacher thing, sorry. A worksheet with all the numbers, and then you write down whether you want like a full scoop or a half a scoop or whatever, however many scoops of each element, and then you wait for your cup to be filled. So our wall really isn't closed, but it's closed off to like, the customer actually going over and handling the brick. So yeah,
we did that for a while too. And if the customer doesn't want to handle the brick at all, we'll still do it for them.
That's really great. That's cool.
So
all right, what other questions are there?
Okay, cool. So lots of good questions. So the first one I saw was, so this is an interesting question for, wait, where was it? I had to go back up here. So Mark asks, what happens, not me, different Mark, what happens to display sets? Like something comes out, you have it on display, and all of a sudden something new comes out. What happens to, how does that work?
Oh, and remember, if you can't answer something, like if it's under some kind of hush or we really shouldn't talk about it, please just say that. Just say, I'm sorry, it's a great question or whatever. Just feel free to say, pass, next.
Yeah.
Right. No, I don't know how it is for every store. I can really only speak for my store. But we generally raffle them off, or we'll have contests with the customer surveys. For that kind of thing. So
that's pretty cool.
You get so many surveys that'll, you'll get it'll allow you to have, a minifigure or whatnot, and it goes up higher.
So that's fun.
Usually just like some sort of a raffle.
Very cool. And so here's a fun question. So Emily, what is your favorite minifigure?
Oh, my favorite minifigure?
Probably, I'm going to guess something Ninjago. Right?
That's tough.
Heather.
I remember I made a little list of them not that long ago. No, I actually don't know if it's Ninjago. I really like the Easter Bunny Batman.
Those are pretty cool. Yeah.
Basket.
Yeah.
I really liked the retro space guy from Series 17. He was like sand green and orange.
Is that the one in the rocket ship? I'm looking through my minifigure drawer.
It's the same series.
Oh, okay.
He had a little like ray gun, like a
yes, I know which one you're talking about. That one's really cool. Yeah.
I thought he was pretty detailed and cool. So
that's awesome. Yeah. Saturday Avenue asks us, so Emily, do you get to assemble the display sets?
We do. Yeah, that's a really fun perk of the job for sure.
And was it you that I saw assembling the blacksmith? Were you posting that in your?
I did get to do some of it. Yeah, I did like
really
bags
cool.
20 through 6, 5 or 6. So that was really fun. But yeah, we build all of our sets, with the exception of the big UCS Falcon and the Coliseum. Those are actually sent to us, glued already. just because we didn't have the time to build, or it was supposed to be like the Falcon was so secretive. They didn't want it to get leaked or anything.
Oh, okay.
So the employees didn't get to build any of that just because it was, top secret. So it was in like, a big old box and it's all pre-assembled and glued and whatnot. And then the Coliseum ended up being the same way because it was released so close to such a busy season. We don't have the, the time to do that. But other than that, we build all the displays, and as new stuff comes out, we'll switch them out and that kind of thing. So that's fun.
That's really cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, so here's a question from Will. Can employees still trade minifigures if the kid customer asks? I'm guessing this is like due to COVID, because it.
Oh, like the Minifigure Monday?
Yeah.
No, we're not supposed to.
Okay. Because I know
that was fun.
Yeah, they do that at Legoland too. Like the employees walk around with their name badges with minifigures on them, and then I know the kids always like run up to them and they're like,
yeah. So the way we did it at my store is we had them in like a tub, and the kid could exchange his and pick one out of the tub.
That's cool.
But yeah, we aren't doing that at this time.
Okay,
that's a good question.
So let's see here. Oh wait, I lost my. Oh, let's see. I got to keep up with this. Sorry, guys.
I know. I'm trying to scroll through too. I'm behind.
I'm going from the top down, Heather. So it's good.
Okay.
I think I have mine set up wrong because I can't see any of the.
It's a little tiny on the phone. Yeah, I got my laptop up. So okay, so here's a question from AFOL man. So, AFOL man's just being funny. Silly AFOL man, you're being silly. Okay, it wasn't really a question, it was more of a comment.
Well, tell him. Yeah, that's funny.
That's
okay.
Funny. So let's see here. You're funny, AFOL man, you're funny. Okay, so this is a good question from Mark. So sets that don't sell well, where do they go? I mean, they end up in the clearance bin, like the really bad ones, right? But then like they still don't sell. Do you send them back to Lego, or what? How does that work?
I don't know that we've ever done that since I've been there.
Okay.
They just stick around. So I mean, generally,
eventually they go.
Nothing gets marked down below like 20%.
Right.
Okay. But we have like a small sale table. Like right now, we have like Toy Story. We had some Overwatch still for a little while, but no, we don't. For the sets, we don't really send them back or anything. Some of them just
you just keep them until they're gone, and that's that. Okay, that's good to know. Okay. And Hunter Fergie says, "Hi Emily, greetings from Hunter at the Lego store."
Oh, hey Hunter.
You know Hunter. Yeah, so that's cool.
That's fun.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so is there limits? AFL man does have a question later on. Do they ever limit resellers who are like getting like 50 cups of stuff from the wall? Like, you guys like, I see those guys come into my store too, where they like, they're just like clearing out stuff wholesale, like on the picker brick wall and things. I mean, that's kind of like frowned on a little bit.
That's tough. It's not something that we can really police necessarily. Okay. We do the best that we can, but we can't really turn people away like that.
I'll tell you, my store does. Now, if it's a regular part on the wall, like a 2x4, maybe in red. Say it's just a 2x4 red. If it's light bluish gray or dark bluish gray, you're limited to like 1 cup. So, but the red, you can, I did just recently go into my Lego store and I did ask if I could get multiple cups of red because I was working on a project. So that was allowed. And but I remember like if you get the trans light blue studs or something, it was like, no, we're limited to 1 cup. You may not like walk away with a box of that. So
I mean, we tend to try to not let people just wipe everything out because we really want to make it fair for everybody. Right. And even kids, they know about pieces that they want to use and what's harder to find. And so you'd be surprised at what some kids know and are looking for. And we don't want to, really disappoint them either. With sets, it's a little more strict. With new releases, it's typically 1 per customer. But as far as pick and brick goes, it's just kind of it's just like a manager's discretion, really.
Now, is Pick-a-Brick, is it because different stores have different Pick-a-Bricks? Are you guys just sent that like stuff randomly, or is it like does the manager get to pick what they want, or how does that work?
So I do the ordering for my store, and they have an assortment posted for our district. The warehouse will post what they have for our district, and we just go through and order what we feel like we need, or if there's something new, we can pick that. But it's just kind of like an as needed basis. And there's not a whole lot of stuff on there. Like we're not able to pick from Lego's entire inventory. It's very limited. And they try to change it up each year. But yeah, that's why stores have different things at different times, because it's not sent to stores automatically. It's just, again, a manager's discretion thing. Whatever they feel like they need to order, whenever they want to order, they can do so.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So
that's pretty good.
One question that kind of goes with your Pick-a-Brick. Does your store, and I know my store does not, but does your store, Woodles asks, do you guys sell Pick-a-Brick pieces by the K-box? So I'm thinking he's assuming, or like if he's going to do one of his tall skyscrapers, he probably needs a whole lot of a certain style or color of brick. Is that orderable for him, or how does that work?
Do
you know?
I don't really
limited to so much from a store. You're probably limited to like how much you can purchase, right?
Right, that's for sure. Typically, it's only like 2 cases of a piece at a time, which is 2 cases is enough to fill up a bin on the wall. But we don't really sell them by the case. So if someone wanted a whole case of something and the manager felt like that was okay, he would still have to fill up the cups. Does that make sense?
Yes. Right,
so
you can't just walk out with the box.
It's not like a rate for the box. It's still just by cup. So, but we don't necessarily do that.
So, Woodles, you'll need to check with your local store.
Yeah. So here's a fun question from Okay Bricks. Emily, what's your what Ninjago characters do we still need as minifigures? Like
as minifigures?
Ninjago? Yeah, who's missing? Are we missing anybody?
Oh, like Digi Zane. I'm really sad we never got a Digi Zane.
Oh yeah, that's
probably my biggest one.
I was so excited when we got.
I wasn't collecting previous to the movie.
Right.
My knowledge is not very up to date. So I'm sure there's a lot of characters from the earlier seasons that really hardcore fans want to see. And that would be awesome. I'm definitely for that. But as far as current seasons go, the Digi Zane is, there's a little hole in my collection there.
That's pretty good.
And hopefully they'll finish off like the Golden Ninjas. I don't know what the deal with that is.
Oh yeah, because there was Golden Lloyd. There's been a couple different Golden Lloyds, hasn't there? I think, yeah.
So they've done with the Legacy sets this year. So far, they've done a Golden Ninja in those sets, like the Gardens and the Gardens had Woo. And so we're missing Nia and Zane. So I'm hoping that they do those, but I don't know yet.
Okay, that's really cool. Okay, AFOL Man. Oh, this is a good one from AFOL Man. So who would you say in your store buys the most Lego? Kids, parents for kids, or AFOLs?
or store employees.
Yeah, or store employees. All right.
So kids, parents, or adult, or AFOLs.
Yeah.
Oh man, so this past year I would say AFOLs.
Because everybody's home and they're bored.
Less sets that Lego has released in their whole adult welcome campaign.
Right.
That was like perfectly timed.
Right.
I don't know if that was not necessarily planned, but it's just the way it worked out. But this past year, I would say AFOLs. But prior to that, probably parents of kids. Yeah.
That's fun.
That's good. Okay, so Will asks, if you have, back in the days of travel, did you have any plans to visit Poland, Denmark one day? I know I want to go there.
Oh, yeah. I would love to. That would be a dream come true, yeah. That's definitely like a bucket list type thing for me, so maybe one day.
Lego, yeah, to go to Lego
Same.
House and to just go there and just even the theme park there. I mean, just everything, just the whole experience. That would be so amazing.
This question has been asked a couple times, unless I just keep scrolling and keep reading the same one over and over again. So forgive me. But what do you know about, if you do, what do you know about road base plates? Do you know anything about, have they been like discontinued? Is there talk of like reconfiguring them? Or are we just because we've all talked about the new roads, like the last 3 or 4 streams we've talked about those kind of like the 16 by 16 Technic type plates, and I like them, but I don't know that I want to replace them because they're not super compatible with the modulars the way they are, because you have to adapt the modular plate or something. So have you, as an employee or as just an AFL yourself, heard anything about manufacturing of those?
As far as I know, they're retired now. The actual base plate with the road print on them.
The 32 by 32 type.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they went on sale, I think online, but at least at my store they did back in December. And we haven't seen any since. So that's a pretty good sign that they're gone. Especially I think they're listed as sold out online. It generally means it will be marked as retired soon. So as far as I know, the new system is taking over.
So that's typically how it goes. I know we're getting into like more online versus store, but so like it goes like sold out, retired, and then before that it could be like temporarily out of stock,
or back order.
Yeah. So like I guess you would go like available to order, back order, temporarily out of stock, sold out, retired. Is that kind of a fair? Okay. Yeah. So once again, guys, if you still need road plates, they're still available from other. We don't want to say we love Lego, but in Lego stores. But if you need them, they're still available on third party.
See if your local store still has them.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Or like Amazon marks them down sometimes.
Yeah.
But also, I saw some at my Discovery Center recently. So it just depends on how fast stores go through their inventory. And stuff that's allocated to Legoland and Merlin is different than what's sent to, like brand stores.
Okay.
So you never know what you might find at other stores. They typically could have stuff a little longer if they don't move through their inventory as fast.
Very good. That's a very good insight. So me myself asks if you have any plans to visit the American headquarters. Do we have an American headquarters?
Oh, in Connecticut.
In Connecticut.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah, that's where the Lego headquarters is for Connecticut.
Can mere mortals visit it or no? Or is it just for employees? Can mere mortals like us visit it, or is it just for employees? Like, is it like that?
That's a good question. I know some employees that have visited, but I don't necessarily know if it's open to the public.
I'm guessing it's not today.
Well, yeah, obviously not today. Yeah, but I mean in like normal land, hopefully someday we'll be able to
in normal healthy times.
Yeah,
they have like an employee store and stuff, but I don't know if it's open to the public or anything.
That's pretty cool. Do you get to go on like employee retreats or stuff? Do they do that? Like, do they send do they send managers to like for employee retreats to training and things like that, or is that stuff?
So the managers have a annual retreat that they go on. They didn't this past year. I guess it was virtual. I actually don't know.
I have a crazy
there aren't any. I don't know about ones for employees. I haven't ever heard of such, but I haven't been with the company that long either.
But you when you said something about going on field trips and different things and getting together, Mark. So as employees, do you visit other Lego stores and like, do you go in and tell them like, hi, I'm an employee, I work at blah, 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 or what do you do? Do you ever announce yourself if you're on travel?
Yeah, sometimes. The other store in Atlanta, I think they just knew me as a customer first. And then I haven't really been over there often, but I know most of them. And then when let's see. Most recently, I traveled to Florida. I mean, this was still, again, pre-COVID.
Right.
And I wanted to just introduce myself to their manager, but she wasn't there at the time. And then I went to Greenville before that when they had a store open not that long ago. I guess it's been a couple years now. But my boss and assistant manager like went to help open their store. So when I just went to visit, I knew the manager. I was there. It's like, oh, hey, I work with so and so, who
fun.
they recognize and stuff. So it was just like a kind of high thing.
So I know that Lego offers passports for probably kids to get stamped when they come in, even though I, as an AFOL, have one. Do they have a different Lego passport for employees?
No, it's the same one.
It's the same color and everything. Yeah. I know that I've seen different colors for like different countries too. So I thought that was
no, it's just not. I think it's blue.
Ours is blue, but then I've seen like burgundy and I thought I saw like a goldish yellow one, more like a mustard color, but I could be wrong. That might have been something else. Yeah. So I thought maybe, because it would be really cool if you're an employee and then you travel and you could say, well, like, here's my passport, and that would be fun. Yeah. So you could suggest
it's just the same one, because I know that like our district manager, when he has to make his like yearly visit to a store, he'll get a stamp, so he like remembers that he's been to that store, and then he just fills them up yearly. Like that's kind of cool. I would do that if I was just traveling around to every store. Why not? It'd be fun.
So how do your stamps work at your store? How many do you think you have, and are they like for holidays or different ones that are just typical for your store, or what?
What was the beginning of the question? How many?
Like how many stamps do you have typically at your store, do you think? I mean, I'm sure you haven't counted them recently.
But we don't really people don't really ask about them. I don't think many people know anymore. But we have a store stamp, so it has like it's like Lawrenceville, Georgia, and then our address, I think, or just the mall. I don't remember now. But I think every store has a store stamp, and then they used to do some for the mini builds back in the day.
Right.
And then there was one for like the kids club that they used to do. That was like it was like an hour before the mall opened. The kids could come in and
that's fun.
Do like a mini build and stuff, and they would get a stamp. And then they sent us stamps for the Lego Movie too.
Oh, that's cool.
And then we had like some fun Halloween ones. They're really fun. I wish it was more of a thing, but not many.
Maybe it will. Maybe once we get, back to regular shopping. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was.
That's kind of like, I feel like it's kind of like a secret of Lego. Yeah. Like not a lot of people know about the passports and getting stamps when you travel, or that kind of thing. Or you can just ask for any stamp that they have. I would do that.
Right.
So we have a few. I'll just give them one of each. Yeah, because they're fun.
Right. Absolutely. That's what I think too. I like to stamp anytime I go. And then we traveled a few years ago in Florida, and I was lucky enough to travel to each store in Florida and forgot my passport and didn't think to ask for a new one when I got to the first store. So I was like, I'll just have to go back.
Yeah.
So I'll have to keep traveling and doing it again. So yeah, it's good.
That's cool. So you can just ask for the passport at the store? Is that how you get it? They just have like blank ones that you can get?
Yeah. Okay. I actually don't know if we have any right now. I'm trying to think. I don't know that we do, but you can just ask. They still exist, but
I had no idea that it was a thing. See, I learned something new tonight.
I wish I had mine on me. I'll have to find it. Maybe I'll make a post about them.
Yeah. And Hunter says Burgundy Lego passports are from Europe, so that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's
that'd be
really
cool.
Yeah.
You have to collect passports and stamps.
Yeah.
Right. I had a friend send stamp on a piece of paper from one of the stores in South Africa. So it was fun. Cool. It's just a little piece on a piece of paper, and I thought, oh, I think maybe I'll cut that out and I'll save it in my book somehow. But yeah, I was like, oh, I wish it was the paper. Yeah. Yeah,
that's really cool. Yeah. So we're getting more talk about the road plates. Some people are saying because they're so popular. But actually, Lego Mike actually says that he loves the new road plates and thinks that they're priced perfect. Which now that I have them, I haven't done anything with them yet. But I've been pondering the possibilities with these, and I'm actually really intrigued because you're not as limited. Like in a 32 by 32 is a huge chunk of real estate, and when you're in a layout like mine, where my layout is not deep at all, that's a lot of space to eat up for a road and some like sidewalk, which is I already have sidewalks with my modulars. And so this, if I want to make it wider, I can. It's easy to extend it out and make it wider. It's easy to make double lane roads that are 32 studs wide if you want to do a 2-lane, like a 2-lane going way or something. And I've seen some people doing some really creative stuff. And I know Wheels is going to say brick built roads are the best, which if we were all, millionaires, we could do brick built roads. but I'm really intrigued with the possibilities of these, and I'm going to start incorporating them into my
they
city.
catch my eye for sure. I like the shininess of them.
Yeah,
they're just look of the previous base plates. They're very I don't know. I'm still getting used to the way you put the tiles on. It makes them look very, I don't know what the word is.
I think they're distracting. They're very busy. A
little distracting, but I do like the texture of them a little more. So they're kind of growing on me. But again, I don't know how I would use them with modulars.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's I either need new plates for the modulars so that there are 32 by 32 plates, not base plates. I need 32 by 32 plates now. Please get us those. That way they all line up right.
Yeah, exactly. That's the trick. Yeah, is they need the modulars are really the only hang up. Yeah, because you want to raise them. So they're slightly higher than the new road plates. And so to do that, you have to put them. What do we figure out? You'd have to raise them up on 2 plates underneath the modular to get it to be the right height. So then all of a sudden and then it's loose if you leave it on the base plate. Now, actually, I was just talking with someone on Instagram just before the show. They actually took their modulars. I forgot who it was now, but anyways, they took their modulars off the base plate and put them on plates. And I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine putting all my
modulars.
It's a lot of extra work.
Right. Yeah.
But really, the modulars are only what doesn't work with them now, because the Creator 3-in-1 sets, those are already built on standard plate thickness,
right?
And that's always been
really the hang up. And I know Jang has done a little trial and error. I don't know if y'all watch his videos.
Yes.
On his channel pretty recently, he showed a way to level the modulars with the road plates by using foam core. And he gave the exact thickness that you would need to make them, flush. And so that's probably, and obviously that's not Lego, but it's a cheaper option, which might work.
Yeah, I was actually thinking.
I'm sure more people will come up with ideas as we go.
Because MDF board comes in different thicknesses, and so you could probably find at your local Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever some MDF that's just the right thickness, and then you can just cut those into 32 by 32 squares and put your modulars. And then you could even, if you really wanted to have them secure, they have that. I use it for my Millennium Falcon display. It's it's putty, but it's special kind of putty that they use for antique priceless vases and stuff. I had no idea it was a thing, but museum putty, that's what it's called, because they use it at museums, right? But anyways, you get that stuff, and you could actually put that and attach the base plate to an MDF board to raise it up, but then it's not going to permanently damage the Lego, you know, because that stuff just comes right off. So you could, actually this is great, this discussion, because now the wheels are turning and I'm like, oh, maybe I can do that. But yeah, no, I think the roads have potential, and I think these are going to be good long term. You know, it'll be curious to see if they continue to support this, because I know it's kind of like a trial they'd set. I read an article, someone interviewed someone designer, and they were saying, they were like, oh, let's try this and see what happens. And I do like for kids, you can just tear it apart and you know, like play. It's totally playable and fun.
I mean, that's who they're aimed for, if we're being honest, is kids.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
But I know they seem to be doing really well. We haven't had a new shipment of them at my store for a couple weeks now. We've been sold out. And then I know they're like back ordered online for a while.
I've purchased all of the sets with the plates except for the road plate set by itself. So and I know, Mark, that was the first one you picked up, was the actual plate set, right? Yeah. Yeah,
and that's a phenomenal, I mean, it's $20 and it's a great set. It has, you know, I forget how many pieces it comes with, but it comes with a great assortment of the new parts and stuff. And you can, you know, for $20, you can try it out and see what you can do. Now, I know, and that's right, I was reading the comments here. AFOL, man, yeah, he's been doing a lot of good stuff with the road, so check him out on Instagram and YouTube, because he's actually been doing a lot with those. And it's the same idea, because, you know, he has a more limited space in his room now, because he's been doing some other hobbies and stuff. And you can totally, so like, again, you can compact the space and work, you know, work it into really tight areas, and it works really well.
Yeah, that's very true. That's a good point.
Right. Yeah, so Lego Mike says, just slide an old road plate under your modular and game over. So, because
Is it high enough though? I don't think it's high enough if you do that. I mean, it's
you
not
probably need one with some studs. Yeah, it might sag in the middle.
And it might sag in the middle.
Yeah.
Right?
That's very funny. Maybe you need some curves and some different things, but you're right. Like the modulars are the only thing that hold it up, except like every time I used to buy the Creator 3-in-1 sets, I was like, okay, so now it's a problem because they're on these plates instead of base plates, and how am I going to get them lower? So,
well, that's kind of interesting to think about though, because base plates are really what's out of system.
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
Because they're, you know, however
they're not
as thick as a plate. They don't have any connection points underneath.
True.
Right.
I don't know.
That's true. Yeah.
It's a lot to think about.
Yeah. Something to phase out. You know, I think the whole reason Lego is not making that at this point, except they're still making the regular colored base plates, you know, the white ones and then some green. But it's probably because AFOLs have been cutting them.
Yeah.
Or I've heard rumor that maybe some AFOLs cut them.
What? No, no one would ever do that. Never.
Yeah, don't ask anything about the cross.
Don't ask me anything about cutting plates. I just happen to have my jig sitting right here.
Right here. Yeah, I know.
No, never.
Do you need some tips on how not to cut or what? Right.
Right?
True.
Yeah, if you need tips on how not to cut, that's really funny.
These new road plates are going to be a lot harder to cut.
Yeah, I can't imagine trying to cut one of those new plates. Nope. Yeah. Green Guitar Guy says that, yeah, it's high enough with the second base plate. So you'd actually have to stack 2 base plates.
Yeah.
To get it. I personally, I like it where there's like a curb, you know, from like a normal road. Like you have the road and then you have a curb with a sidewalk and it's up a little bit higher. Yeah. So you would actually need 2 base plates to raise a modular to the proper height. So, you know, I mean, you could do it. Right. It's doable, but we're seeing actually, foam core would be good too, as another one that would probably be fairly inexpensive, that you can cut like 3/8 inch. We all the math people, all the engineering majors now. In the comments are you guys let me know what thickness I need, because I don't know. Just tell me what to go buy. But yeah, like 3/8 foam core is what I'm hearing, or MDF is probably going to be the right height to get it to look good. So
yeah, Jane broke it down in the video really well, so that was interesting.
Okay.
I'm really sorry, Emily. We have people threatening to leave now since I said we're mentioning cutting plates. and then I'm gonna throw AFOL man under the bus because he said he's done some cutting, but I've also noticed that he's done some painting.
Yeah, he's painted, hasn't he?
Yeah, I've never painted any of my Legos, so not that I really remember that I've ever painted. So maybe as a kid, I probably put nail polish on it or something.
Have you ever glued your Lego? Have you ever glued the Lego? That's the question.
Have what?
Have you ever glued your Lego?
No.
No, I haven't
either. That's a no.
I've considered gluing the Lego ornaments that I make, especially the tree topper. I've done a great big star. I don't even know how long it is or how many studs it is. It's got to be at least 16 studs long. It's probably the 32. And anyway, I think it's 32 or maybe it's more like 20, but I considered gluing that because the pieces fall off and then, it's not. Because I save them. I don't rebuild them every year. So,
yeah.
Hey, do you have any of the Winter Villages or Winter Village pieces?
I do. Back to the train.
The first train or the second train?
Oh, no, the second train. I wish I had the first one. But no, so that would be about, I don't remember when the train came out. Was it 2017?
I don't know. I should know those things.
Well, that makes sense because that's when I would have started that year collecting.
Right.
So that's the first one that I have. I want to say it was 2017.
And I think the train they ran the train. That wasn't intended. I'm sorry. They had the train available a couple of years. Sometimes the Winter Village sets come back. Like this year we saw.
So generally they keep like 3 at a time. So we did have the fire station in store for a little bit, but typically that third oldest one will be like online, and then the stores will carry the 2 newest, like the gingerbread house and then the elf club house.
So do you take the Winter Village pieces apart? Do you like rebuild those each winter, like as a tradition or something at Christmas time?
Not really. I mean, I don't really do like a Winter Village display. So I'll just build them and then take them apart, but keep them like bagged, so that still sets like that. I don't really want to mix in with the pieces that I have like loosely sorted or anything, just because I feel like I would want to have those together.
Right. So you have it set complete, right? Instead of breaking it apart.
It was like more nicer.
So it's funny. We have like all the Lego employees like we're watching tonight. It's funny. So Monica, who also works in the Lego store, she asked you, Emily. Yeah, Monica Love Money on Instagram asked if you get customers coming in asking if you sell the glue for Lego. And I think she's joking.
The what?
If they sell the glue. The glue?
Oh, no, yes. We get that a lot.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
Like, seriously, or is it like the joke?
I'm like curious.
No, they're really serious. A lot of parents want to glue their kids' Legos. So they... Oh, I just said Legos. Ugh. So they don't...
Ooh, yeah.
So they don't, like, end up all over the floor,
Right.
But we just encourage people to that Lego is meant to be rebuilt and reimagined, and later on down the line when the kid is a little older, maybe he wants to build with his kid, and so if all your stuff is glued, you can't really do that, and
it's true. Yeah.
So,
that's really
but no, Lego doesn't officially make any glue. They don't really advise that you use glue.
Except for when they send you like the Coliseum or the Millennium Falcon, then it's glued.
That's a totally different purpose. I mean, like the Coliseum is it's enclosed in plastic in our display window, but it's an open display, so they don't want anything to get
lost or take off So what about like I loved the display that they had in the Lego store fronts, the rebuild the world with the partial globe. Did those come assembled or like partially assembled?
They were assembled like as is. Yeah,
Yeah, those were super fun.
Yeah.
So Gulf
That did
Coast
have
Bricks,
to
hey.
get back and keep those.
Wow.
So Gulf Coast Bricks, thanks for joining us. He asks if for the pick-a-brick wall, do you order elements by element ID, part number, or some other way? Well, that's a good question.
It's by element ID. So it's the longer digit that categorizes it by what part and color.
Got it.
So I think it's like the design ID. If you were to go into Bricks and Pieces and type in a design ID, it would show that part in every color that it's made or is currently available. But the element ID, I believe, is just that specific part and color. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, actually. That's
so
good.
when they give us a list of stuff that's available to order, it's only like that one color is all that's available. So if it's like a 1x4 brick, and the ID and it'll include it, it'll be like, that's a gray one, and it is what it is. I can't choose like, dark blue or anything like that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's great. Very cool. We're learning all kinds of fun stuff.
Yes.
It's funny, we were talking in the chat about AFOL man and his painting. I still remember that video when he painted his, because it was really cool because he made for the Saturn V, he made the support tower. But I remember that video and my jaw just like dropped. I was like, what are you doing? He's outside with his spray paint and he's like, spraying away. And I was like, no, dude, stop, no. But it looked really good at the end, so it was fine. But it was just, I was like, oh my God, no, don't do that.
Right. And now it looks awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's awesome. So it's totally cool.
Right.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah. So do you have any spare parts hanging around? Do you collect like a pick-a-brick wall pieces yourself? Do you do any MOCs? I'm asking all kinds of things at once. Sorry.
I don't really do any MOCs. I like to come up with ideas or plans, but I don't really have time to follow through with them. Because I like mechs, I always think about like color swapping, to fit like a different ninja or something.
Yeah.
And I do collect pieces, but they're not really sorted. I don't know. So I mean, sometimes I buy sets just for the pieces.
Yes, I completely understand that.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I try to. I don't know. I mean, that's when it gets dangerous because I'm like, okay, I don't need to buy like 3 copies of this one set. Like that's just
you do.
And I do collect parts on the pick-a-brick wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get some good stuff every now and then.
Oh, good.
What's the oldest thing that you might own from Lego? Would it be like the assembly square like type thing, or would you have like, hey, I found this rare piece and I had to get it like, off eBay or Bricklink or something like that?
Probably my sig fig is the oldest that I own. And it was given to me by a coworker because they were only given to employees at a certain time. Like it was just like a 1 year, like a one-time thing 1 year.
I was a little heartbroken when I found out they don't do that. I was a little heartbroken when I found out they don't do that anymore.
Oh yeah, like, no, that's not like a yearly, like for every hire, like, new hire. I think it was from 2013 with the apron and the long sleeve sweatshirt, and then the pants had the apron print on it.
Yeah, I really like the zombie one as well. That was given to the managers at the retreat.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
But other than that, I don't really own anything too old. Maybe 2016, because you can find sets for around 18 months after they came out. So if I started collecting in 2017, I could still find some stuff previous. But I don't really know what that would be. I can't think of anything specific.
Oh no, I just kind of meant like, oh sure, I love the Paradisa or something, like maybe something somewhere,
That's kind of where I have to draw the line. I could really go back and collect a lot of older stuff, like in Ninjago, the older modulars.
Pirates and castles.
Because then I'm always wanting current stuff too, and it's hard. So
it is hard. It is.
Yeah, it's gotten really hard because there's so many great things coming out nowadays from Lego that you really I've had to just basically say, like, you know what, I'm just gonna focus on everything that comes out in January, apparently, because I bought everything, because my wallet is hurting after this last month. But like I just really I'm hyper focused on certain things now because it's just, you don't have the time and the money to do it all. There's just so much. But what a time to be a Lego fan, because there's literally something for almost anybody, whatever your interest. I mean, if you're interested in musical instruments, you have the piano. If you're interested in the flowers, actually someone asked about the botanical the Botanical line, which I think is pretty cool now. How many sets are in that line now? Was there there's 4 or 5? And
so I think it's just 2 officially, just the bonsai and the botanical, or the flower bouquet, that are like the lifestyle botanical sets. But they do make the smaller sets that are like the 2 roses.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, and the 3 tulips.
Yeah. Have those been selling well at your store? Have they been popular?
Yeah, so the bonsai and the bouquet have been selling extremely well, and we unfortunately haven't been getting a whole lot in at a time. So they typically sell out like that first day. But recently we've had a lot of the roses and the tulips, and those have sold really well.
Yeah, my store is always sold out of those.
Looking for the bouquet, like, we don't have this at the time, but we have the roses, and it's nice to be able to offer that. It's a good introduction to the big bouquet.
I've been trying to find a bonsai, and I've been unlucky to find one yet. So, but I keep hoping.
You haven't found one?
No.
Well,
eventually I will. Yeah.
It's not going anywhere. It'll still be around.
Good.
But
good.
With such high
demand, don't buy one. Don't buy one for $400.
No. All right.
That's good. That's good to know. Thank you.
And it does seem, it seems to me that Lego does a pretty good job of actually making it. It may take them a little while, but if you really want something, eventually you will have an opportunity to get it. Like 500 first battle packs. I'm looking at you because I was all summer 500. I wanted those so badly, and they were not available in my area anywhere. And then now they're everywhere. You can find them.
Yeah, I mean the hype is die down for any.
You're right. Yeah.
So it's just all about being patient, and especially if it's not retiring, I wouldn't encourage you to pay those aftermarket prices.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, that's totally up to you, but stuff like that's going to be around. And so once Lego gets back to us having normal stock levels, and we get hopefully closer to the end of the pandemic, and even further from catching, we're still catching up from holiday demand and that kind of thing. So stuff will come back.
Hunter Fergie has the same question I just wrote down on I always keep notes. It's kind of funny, but so Hunter Fergie says, thoughts on video. Do you know, is it official, Lego announced that we have this new line for kids,
right?
All the AFOLs are like, I need those tiles, I need that color, I need that that plant, I need those minifigures, I need all that crazy stuff. So has it been officially released, or when the date they're going to be released, has that been said? Do you guys know? Was that March 1st, or am I just dreaming?
I don't know for sure. I've heard, I can't remember. And I don't really want to say because I'm not really sure. I probably have heard the same things that all you guys have heard online.
Okay, honestly. And I'm not sure if it was official, so it's okay. But what do you think on it?
They did announce the teaser was very official, so that's fine to talk about.
So I'm sure it's going to be a good seller. I just, I think.
Yeah, I'm interested to play with it and see. It's kind of vague right now. Still, in my opinion, I don't really know. Other than it's like a video app, I don't really know much about it.
Right, so I think there's going to be an app for the kids, and then I wondered if the tiles, which you don't have to say anything if you do or don't know, but I think those tiles are going to be kind of like kind of scan it, and then the music plays or something, kind of like the hidden side was scanning.
Yeah, it seems like maybe they'll play different types of music or something. This is
I
all
wonder
just
if
speculation. I haven't
right.
played with it or even seen
heard
anyone
anything. Yeah.
Lego
And
posted on Instagram.
I'm really interested in finding out because I wonder if it's just going to be like a segment of a song, or with all the rights of music these days and stuff, or maybe it's not really. Maybe it's music made for this product too. So I don't know.
I don't know. That's really interesting.
Really interesting. I'm excited to collect. So
I'm excited. Yeah, for printed tiles, those are going to be great.
Yeah, the tiles, the minifigures look really cool and detailed.
Yeah.
Some have like arm printing and stuff. That's always nice.
I think it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Petey says the Masked Singer figures with all the hearts. I'm like, that's what they remind me of too.
People mention that.
You could do a total like cute little scene with like a reenactment of it. It would be super fun. I could do that.
I've actually never seen that show, but
I really don't watch it either. But I've
just
seen
the pictures I've seen. I get what people are talking about. So
right, I don't need to see it either. Just giant like carnival heads with people inside there singing or something. I think that's what it looks like to me.
I really don't know. Is it like celebrities? I'm not sure.
Yeah, and then you have to guess other celebrities. Guess who they are singing.
But some of the costumes look pretty crazy. I've just seen the pictures.
Right.
That's really cool.
When are they going to release?
Mud guards. Fun. Oh, mud guards. Yeah.
I don't know.
Mud guards?
Yeah.
Noodle's asking when. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, he was asking when Lego's gonna make light bluish gray mud guards because they haven't shown up yet. Like for the wheels, when you do the wheel assemblies, the little arches that go in the wheel well.
Yeah.
I guess they've never been available.
And the rounded ones?
Yeah, the rounded ones is what I'm
They're more like triangular.
Light bluish gray.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably. I'm guessing I don't know.
I don't know.
Which ones?
Different shapes. I feel like there were some gray ones in a city set a couple years ago, but they might not be the ones. It was like that black truck. It's like a $10 set.
Oh yeah, huh? Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know.
I'm telling you, if you need to know something about a part or a set, ask Emily because she knows it like that, or Mark because Mark knows too. Yeah. He's pretty good about. I'm like, where do I find this? And then he goes, oh, in set, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
really great. You both are very resourceful, so thank you for all helping me.
Oh, of course. That's something that just. With my somehow like my personality and Lego, just like a part of that just meshes really well, and so I enjoy like memorizing that kind of stuff about minifigures and parts. And some people think it's silly and nerdy and useless information, but it's just how it is for me.
Oh, one more question from STL Brickco. So he saw Emily putting together several sets at the store this year. Which one has been your recent favorite?
My least favorite?
Your recent favorite of
my
one
recent
that you put together
favorite?
in the store. Yeah.
Let's see. I've only completed a couple of them myself. Most of the times they get like passed along as we do like shift changes and stuff.
Okay.
I built recently Andrea's house, Andrea's family house.
Yeah.
That one was really cool. I think it looks really good for a friend set. It has some new elements and new colors for elements and stuff, which I made a post about. What else? I built the roses recently too. Those are really nice. And
how did the roses stay together? Is it a tube inside for like the stems, or how is it? Because I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a friction Technic pin inside those dark green hollow tubes. So you just link all of them together, and then it the pedals like clip on to a steering wheel, which is really cool. A new steering wheel piece.
Yeah. I saw those hoods on your pick-a-brick wall that you posted, and I was all like, "Wow, I need those."
Tons of roses.
Yeah.
I know.
Like some
I know my
cereals
store
and
doesn't have
then-
any more roses left, and I have 2 boxes of them, and I'm like, that just makes me 4 roses. It doesn't make me a dozen. I need to do a dozen, right?
They're so simple yet really effective, and some really just unsuspecting parts that they use.
Right.
Like like those car hoods.
Yeah.
Or in the actual bouquet, like the pterodactyl wings.
Oh yeah. Yeah. For the
that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. Different colors of stuff comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this was a lot of fun. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
It was good.
This was a great time. Thank you everyone for watching.
Mm-hmm.
And great questions, guys. This was really great. So yeah, if you are not already following Emily, go follow her on Instagram, Emilyloveslego. And make sure you're also following Heathersbricks and myself if you're not. And we will be doing a lot more of these fun times with this. So thank you, everybody.
Awesome.
Yes. Yeah, it was lots of fun. I know we didn't get to.
Fun. I'm honored that you guys asked me to come on your show.
Yeah, of course.
I feel not worthy, and so I hope everyone enjoyed it and had a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding? Just your face reveal was worth it. I know to everyone. They're like, what?
Y'all are funny. Yep.
It's great. No, it was really lots of fun. It's we didn't get to some of your questions, and we're really sorry. We'll do some more city talk when we come back next week. I don't know what we have planned. So yeah, it would be lots of fun. So we'll get back with you on some of those things.
Yeah, definitely. We got some big city updates and all kinds of exciting stuff. So stay tuned for more, guys, and we'll be back. So have a great night. Happy building, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right.
Thank you,
guys.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.